We're here on location at Forest Home Cemetery where I am shooting the first episode of the Mythical World of Chaos, in which we will be talking about dark baptisms and familiars. So stay tuned.
Are they real or are they not? From what my experience has been in my research, no. As we see in the first couple episodes of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Sabrina's Aunt Hilda and Zelda are preparing her for her 16th birthday and her dark baptism, which takes place in the wooded area where she was born. I looked throughout history, a lot of different sources, and it shows that from what I've seen, there really is no such thing as a dark baptism. From my research, I found nothing about a dark baptism. Yes, there's instances with sign in the dark book and stuff, but it always ends up with, it's not really a baptism, it's basically signing a deal with the devil. From my research, I found nothing about a dark baptism. Yes, there's instances with sign in the dark book and stuff, but it always ends up with, it's not really a baptism, it's basically signing a deal with the devil. And they're much older, there's no specific ages or anything. If I could compare what Sabrina's dark baptism relates to the most, it would have to be the Catholic confirmation. Being a Catholic myself, there were a lot of similarities. The first being that Sabrina had chosen another name. She wanted to be Edwina Diana, after her parents. In the Catholic faith, a lot of people who are confirmed, they will choose the name of a saint or a holy person in which is used as their confirmation name. Mine is Cecilia, who was the patron saint of music. Another similarity is leading up to Sabrina's dark baptism, she has a cleanse of some sort. They want her to cleanse her body, be clean and everything like that before she receives this sacrament. Catholic candidates of confirmation do the same thing. Most confirmations are held after Easter, which is after Lent. If you're a Catholic, you know that's when you give up meat. You know, you only you eat fish on Fridays and stuff, and it's seen as a reflection and a cleansing time for the Christian person. And then we celebrate Easter and everything, and usually that's when a person they usually have first communions and confirmations. Also with the dark baptism, it's a sign of being a full-fledged member of the Church of Night. That's kind of what confirmation is. Whenever you receive the sacrament of confirmation, you are becoming a full-fledged member of the Catholic faith. Another thing that I noticed, as we see Sabrina lowering herself and, getting ready to sign the dark book, Father Blackwood puts blood on her head, in a dot and everything like that. Catholic Church does that, it's oil a lot of times, and you do it on the forehead, on the hands, which signifies the wounds of Christ. So that was a bit similar too. Like I said, I looked through different, Satanism, different paganisms and stuff like that. There is no actual baptismal ritual or, becoming a member of the faith quite like that. And I think the only way I probably would have discovered it is if being a Catholic myself, it just jumped out at me. which is also kind of funny because if you notice, before Sabrina was actually baptized the first time, or had her name signed over into the book, Hilda and Diana had her baptized in the Catholic Church down the road. Maybe a little bit of a hint as to where they got some of their ideas. We don't know. But I can safely say that I have not seen a dark baptism of any sort. If you know anything though, and if you have heard anything different, please give me a DM and stuff like that to chat more on it. If you have any more information, just click the DM button, or we'll have a comment section. And next up, we are going to be talking about our nice furry familiar friends with my friend Abby.
Ready?
Hi, hey, what's up? I am where man or witch's best friend likes to go and play, and that is the dog park. Does this topic sound familiar? If it does, I'm here to talk to you quickly about familiars, the history, and tie it back to the show The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Some history is that familiar comes from the Latin word familiaris, which means household servant. Familiars were seen as not much as pets, but instead spiritual companions that link the physical world and the spiritual world together. Familiars are assistants to the witch and the warlock, and are typically small animals such as cats, dogs, toads, bats, rabbits, mice, and birds. But a popular choice is the dog and the black cat. The main use for familiars is to have to assist the witch and warlock to cast their spells. They're known to shapeshift, morph, and also spy on others. In the Salem witch trials in the 1600s, familiars helped diagnose illnesses. They were also assumed dangerous, and so because of that, many animals were killed, including cats. But today, in modern ages, many neo-pagan and Wiccans use familiars as their power companion and kind of see them more as a magical helper instead of demons. I have to talk about some familiars in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Sabrina's familiar, as we all know, is the black cat Salem, and in episode 101 she calls out to a potential familiar in the forest, but no one comes. Later on, she does find out that Salem did come and follow her all the way to her house, and this is a great example of a familiar finding you. We also see Miss Wardwell / Lilith with her familiar Stolas, the black crow. Stolas is an example of a familiar who spies, and we do see Stolas several times spying on Sabrina and paved the way for Sabrina to fulfill the prophecy. We also see Connor, iguana, R.I.P. Connor. Sabrina Spellman finds that the iguana is a familiar after the Kempers say that Connor was often found talking to his iguana and kind of waiting for the iguana to respond back. Ambrose tries to get the iguana to talk to him, but Auntie Zelda Spellman mentions that it is impossible for someone else's familiar to communicate with you because it's so bonded and attracted to their master. We also see Nick scratches Amalia, who is a wolf, but we later learn that she stands on her hind legs and wears clothes, so she's actually, which we later learn, is a werewolf. So she got close to Nick at a very young age, but got really jealous when she would get close to anybody, friends, and especially girlfriends. In the Lupercalia episode in 203, Sabrina ends up killing Amalia because Nick lied to her about killing Amalia. Basically, he couldn't bring himself to say that he killed her since she was so special to him, because they did have that familiar bond. So how to find a familiar? It's very unexpected. The animal chooses you, it's drawn to you. They select you, and not like you selecting them at an adoption or a pet store. It's also not like Harry Potter Patronuses, where you have extravagant animals such as an orca, lion, or a bear. Familiars start with smaller animals, so the witch and warlock can gain power and knowledge and experience, and also they can also get stronger too. Size does not matter in familiars. It can be as big as a wolf like Nick scratches Amalia, or small and tiny like Aunt Hilda's spiders. So again, can't pick an animal, but you can invite them into your life. Thank you so much for joining us on episode 1. To see you soon. Thanks for tuning to episode 1. Bye.